Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to talk about endometriosis symptoms, or my endometriosis symptoms. March is Endometriosis Awareness Month, and I'm hoping if you're seeing this video, you already kind of have an idea of what it is. I've talked about it a lot on my channel, mainly because I'm trying to create awareness. I don't do this because I want people to feel bad for me, or I don't want sympathy or pity. I want people to just understand what this is and understand if you have it, what you're going through. If someone you know or love has it, what they're going through, so that you can be more understanding. I don't want sympathy from people. Just to understand that this is a real disease. This is not something that's just made up in your head. You're not crazy. You're not hormonal. It causes you to be hormonal, which is what I'm going to talk about here. So briefly, endometriosis is when tissue similar to the lining in your uterus, the endometrial tissue, starts to grow in your abdomen, and that creates cysts. And these cysts kind of, I guess you could consider them they're rogue. They go off and they do their own thing. They create their own yes, can I help you? They create their own estrogen. They do what they want. They operate independently of the rest of your reproductive system, and it's painful. And that's my first symptom: pain in varying degrees and severity. And it doesn't always happen. Like today, I had a good day. Today I'm feeling really good. My pain tends to be really intense, mainly around my period. So pain in pain all over your body, pain like cramping, pain with intercourse, abdominal pain, pelvic pain, which is down there, and just inside, the inside of your ovaries hurt. They feel like they're being squeezed with barbed wire. It hurts to go to the bathroom. You have pain. I don't have pain with urination, but I do have pain after I've gone to the bathroom. My bowels and my digestive system is really sore and it hurts. Just my joints. I have pain in my joints, my hips, my shoulders, my neck. Everything is just sore and fatigued. And fatigue is the second symptom. I feel fatigue a lot. Little things drain my energy. Because all of my energy, my body is putting into what's going on internally. I have heavy periods, heavy bleeding. That's usually what they give you. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Birth control for helps your heavy periods. But with that, like I said, I have a video on that. I didn't like it. It wasn't really for me, so I'm trying a new way without birth control, without medicine, without anything. Trying to heal myself naturally with diet and taking care of myself, which I'll just talk about in a different video. This is just symptoms. Forgetfulness. I've had a few of those moments when trying to do this video. My brain is like going like, okay, let's not take forever to think of this. I forget a lot. Sometimes right in the middle of my thought or mid-sentence, I'll forget what it is I'm trying to say. And that's really frustrating because I've never been like that. I've always been like sharp and, not like that at all. Words escape me. My mind kind of goes blah. Sleeplessness, And sleeplessness is usually caused by muscle fatigue or being in pain in general. Different kinds of pain that I mentioned before can cause me to not be able to sleep at night. And I have something for that. Again, another video. And that's my other video. I'm going to talk about how I relieve my symptoms. Because there's a lot of different methods I use, and that's something different. Or I'm going to break up each symptom and talk about it and what I do to help myself when I'm experiencing that symptom. Digestive problems, food sensitivity, and food allergies. There's a lot of things that I can't eat. So we're going to talk about that too in a separate video, all on its own. Food, digestion, what I can eat, what makes me feel my best. So we'll talk about that more. Probably something I won't talk about a whole lot because this is something that I don't really know how to get rid of. Is hot flashes. I get hot flashes, and then I have the complete opposite experience where I'm freezing ice cold. Sometimes at the same time. Very strange sensation because I feel like I'm very young. I've never experienced hot flashes before. So, yeah, very strange. Not probably going to talk about that outside of this video because this is brand new. It's something that I've been experiencing the past maybe couple months. And aside from taking some kind of menopausal supplement, which I'm not going through menopause, so I don't know. I don't see my doctor about these things. I don't really have a doctor. I don't find them that helpful, honestly. No offense to people who do. I'm not giving medical advice. Again, this is just my opinion. That's all. Fatigue. Mentioned that one already. Fatigue. Also, I've heard this term brain fog where your brain is foggy and you can't think. Probably won't talk about these as well because these are just occasional ones and really is just about writing it out. There are things that you can take for nausea, which I've had occasionally, a few times, maybe less than 5 times I've been nauseous. One time the nausea was followed with vomiting. That was one time. Vomiting because of how much pain I was in. I also get dizzy every once in a while if I stand up too quickly or mainly because of my pain or my muscle fatigue and I get kind of disoriented. Vertigo, maybe, I guess you could call that. So I won't probably talk about that in a separate video either. Just something that I've, every once in a while. Bloating. Probably this is really closely associated with the digestive problem, which I'm probably going to look at more before I do that video. But bloating or endobelly, yeah, you look pregnant, and that's really embarrassing. And then, of course, the last one, which is probably the most important, is how endometriosis affects you psychologically. So I experience symptoms of depression and anxiety. More specifically, I feel worthless, I feel powerless, I feel inadequate because I feel very limited in my daily life of things that I can enjoy and go out and do. And we're going to talk about that in a video all by itself. Mental health, as I experience it with my endometriosis. So if you have any of these symptoms, it's really important to go and talk to a doctor and really push for your health and to, if you think that you might have this, do more research, look it up so that you can be well informed. And I think that endometriosis warriors like myself, my yellow pin, I think we tend to know more than doctors. We know what it's like to live with this disease day in and day out. It's, and I sum my symptoms up. It affects my mind and my body. It's not just my body, it's the psychological impact of being in pain all the time. That's why they call it a chronic illness. You're in pain all the time, and no matter what kind of chronic illness you have, you're probably going to have some kind of mental instability, mainly because it's really difficult. People don't believe you when you have an invisible illness that people can't see. I smile, I go to work, I act like I'm fine. People, excuse me, my indigestion, I'm really sorry. That happens a lot. My husband is used to it. People don't know. They have absolutely no idea because I'm a normal person. But my struggle, my body is at war with itself. It's a battle in there, and my body is trying to fight it, and that's why I get all these symptoms, because my body is fighting this thing inside of me. And we're not going to talk about a whole lot of other things associated with endometriosis. I'm talking specifically about, I'm trying to tell myself this, don't digress away from just symptoms right now. The mental struggle that I experience is from the physical pain. So I act moody, and it affects my hormones too. I feel moody and angry. I have a lot of anger. Because what I go through, people don't believe me. I had someone close to me who I feel I had hoped would provide me with support, and we're going to talk about support, your support system, in another video. But this person was under the impression or the belief that my symptoms were only being caused by my life, what my either whether it's my job or my relationship. They thought that this was not real. It's just, if you change your environment, not with the person that you're with, you change your job, you move, you're going to feel better. But I'm not. I've been experiencing this since I had my first period when I was 11 years old. My first period was 2 weeks. I used to take ibuprofen, Tylenol. I would pop Tylenol like Tic Tacs because I was 11. I was 12. I had no idea how to stop myself from hurting. And I didn't tell anyone because it wasn't really a topic that I felt comfortable approaching my mom with. My mom is a very private kind of person. She didn't really talk about that kind of stuff. And I didn't really know what to say either. Mainly because I didn't think anybody would believe me. I was only 11, 12 years old. And I'm going to be 35 in a month or a few weeks here. And people still don't believe me. They think I'm crazy. They think that I'm nutcase. But you're not. Your symptoms are valid. They're real. And you just have to find the right doctor to believe you. And I did. And he's amazing. And I've had 2 surgeries. I think I talked about that already. But he did one of my surgeries, the last one. And it's been 2 year and a half since my last surgery. And I'm faring pretty well. So I'm going to try and end the video here. Please subscribe, come back for more content, because I'm going to talk about each of these symptoms, or the major ones, in more detail, and what I do to help this symptom. I think maybe the first one I'm going to talk about is pain, because it's something that I don't think a whole lot of. My husband, he doesn't understand pain. I tell him I'm in pain, and he doesn't know what that means, because I'm trying to wrap my head around what that means. So please subscribe, like this video, subscribe, and be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.